Hello guys, welcome back to SWS Boxing. Delighted to be joined with Carl Neilson. And pleasure getting you on as always. And we're here to talk about the show that happened a few weeks ago in the Mecca on the 13th of April. And yes, how are you?
I'm very well, mate. How are you? Thanks for having me back on.
I'm good, mate, anytime. And
Man.
so I can't remember the running order off the top of my head, but I think it was Bobby Balraj v Jake Osgood who kicked off the show.
Yeah, it's a debutant for Bobby Barge. He's managed by Rich Farnan, actually, here in Swindon, out at the Alpha Gym here. Famous, his cousin, he's got a cousin, Danny Barge, back in the day, very good boxer. So when Bobby was turning over, we knew what we had on our hands. We had another exciting boxer. Spent most of his amateur career out of Walcott Amateur Boxing Club here in Swindon. Talented young kid. Hopefully, he'll stick at it. He's out again on June the 1st.
At the Mecca.
Yeah, the Mecca again. And if all goes well for him, look, he could have a very bright future ahead of him.
Yeah, I was quite impressed with his jab as well. We got that. He set the shots up quite nicely. And
Yeah, he was very patient, mate. Very, his debut, so he would have had a lot more nerves than normal. He didn't rush his work. He didn't, he was very, very calm. Credit to him. It was a great performance.
yeah, against Jake Osgood, won every round on the card, and Jake's a very solid, durable opponent.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Jake's been around long enough now. Um, kept himself safe and got through to fight another week.
Exactly that, mate. Sam Little fought Jake Pollard.
Yes, Sam's first one back. I think it was in like 2 years or 18 months, something like that. He's now signed with us. We're looking to get him busy. He's out again June the 1st again. I'd like to have him another 2 times after that this year, so we can get 4 fights in. We'd like to start next year, early next year, looking at a southern area at least. He hasn't got time on his side. He's one of the older guys in that division. So
What, at feather or super bantam or?
we're either, to be fair, we're not in a rush. He's currently boxing at featherweight. I believe he gets down to super bantam with no issues. But obviously, when it gets closer to the time, we'll talk with Dean Lewis, who trains him, and see where we go from there.
Do you think it was about getting the ring rust off for him in that fight?
That's all it was, mate. Like I said, 18 months, 2 years out the ring's a long time. You don't forget what you're doing by any means, but there's always a lot of ring rust to get off after that amount of time out the ring.
Yeah, exactly that. So he moves to 3-0 now.
Yes, mate. Yeah, 3-0. Like I said, June the 1st out again. We'll try and get him at 5-6-0 by the end of this year.
So he's quite active for Sam this year. We just try and say.
Yeah. We got to keep him active. We got to keep him active. Like I said, time isn't on his side now. He's one of the older ones in the division, so we've just got to keep moving forward with him now.
Can we expect his next fight to be maybe a 6-rounder or?
100%. Next fight's 6-rounder. We'll finish a year on 3 6-rounders, 2 or 3. Like I said, then we look, maybe straight in for a southern area early next year and skip the 8-rounder.
You had not sure if I'm going to say his name correctly, and I do apologise. Ushmaya Zaman v Justin Menzie.
Yeah, Usama Zaman, mate. Welterweight from Bristol again. Managed by us. It's all part of his development. Second fight, as a professional. Justin Menz is a tough kid. He's been around a long time, was never out there to be a journeyman. Started off as a prospect. So he knows what he's doing in the ring. Just very calm.
He made it awkward for him, didn't he? Justin made it quite awkward.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, like obviously as expected, he was on the back foot. A lot of running around. There wasn't a lot Usama could have done, but look, got the job done. 40-36. Happy days. On to the next one.
Is he on June the 1st as well, or not yet?
No, mate, no. Usama will be boxing on June the 15th in Bristol.
Is that on a Sanaga show, that one?
Yes, mate, yeah.
Is he signed with you, or did he just come on the show?
Usama's signed by us. He's managed by us, mate. He's from Bristol, so the opportunity came up for him in his hometown. Yeah, so why not?
Mm-hmm. Would that be another 4 round, or is it his third fight, or do you not know yet?
I think we're looking at another 4 rounder, and then we're bringing him up the second half of the year. Then we'll up him to a couple of 6 rounders.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, um, next one was Rashid Omar, one of your new signings. I think that was your first fight with him, and he got a nice knockout against not Robin, Miguel Zamora. Sorry, wrong one.
Yeah, mate. Listen, like you said, the first one under us. When we signed Rashid, it was just like I will fight anyone, anywhere, any place. You know what it's like, and you hear a lot of boxers say it. Rashid's actually one that will do exactly what he says. He come out in Swindon. He boxed an absolutely amazing fight, won by KO. We've got a big fight in the pipeline for him. We're just waiting on confirmation now, but look, it's title next for Rashid. So you know that win got him exactly where he wanted to be.
Has he still got his Welsh title that he won?
Yes, mate. Yes. Not defended it. So you know, I think with board rules, because it's been more than 12 months, it becomes vacant.
Oh,
But yeah, look, he's moving on now. A bigger title next, and who knows where it's going to take him.
yeah, and it was a good knockout as well.
It was fantastic, mate. To be fair, we always spoke before. You know, 5-0, never stopped anyone. He was ideal for any 50-50 that may have been coming up. Then when he stopped Miguel, we kind of looked at each other and thought, oh, it's going to make it a lot harder now. But within a week of that fight, we had a fight offer in for a title. So, I think Rashid's really made a name for himself now, and I'm really excited to see where he goes on from here.
We expect him to be boxing more in like England now, or still in Wales, or just see how it goes.
His next fight won't be in England or Wales. I'll give you that much, mate.
Oh,
But yeah, listen. Now he's signed with us. He'll be a regular on our shows. Um, we'd like to go back over to Wales again this year. But if not, or Swindon or York or anywhere like that.
yeah. Um, Another one, Louis Merriweather. He beat Stephen Jackson.
Yeah, Louis like outstanding amateur. Everyone was talking about Louis, and when he come to us to ask us to sign him, it was a no-brainer for us. We signed him. We took him up to the board. He got his license straight away. Um, great debut. Great debut. Exciting. Very good technical boxer. And again, out June the 1st, we're just going to get the ball moving quite quickly with him. We'd like to finish this year on 4-5-0 if we can.
Yeah, I was quite impressed with Louis in that fight because I wouldn't say he got Jackson like hurt, but he is quite strong, isn't he, Louis?
Yeah. He's a strong kid. There was a bit of a weight difference, but Louis naturally down at super bantamweight, he's going to cause a lot of issues down there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so and another one who's on June the 1st at the Mecca.
Yes, mate. Yeah, like I said, you get it moving quite quick with him. He is young. We're not going to move too quick where we could potentially make a mistake. But while the opportunities are there, we'd like to finish him on 4-5-0 by the end of this year.
Mm-hmm. Uh, yeah, not to talk, too much about the cancellations, but just touch on those fights that got cancelled. Tom Brennan, Liam O'Hare, was it?
Yeah. So listen, Tom Brennan has got. He was originally meant to fight a couple of weeks before that against Liam O'Hare, but he had a back injury. We took some time out. The injury recovered. It seemed to be well, and then there was a bit of a confusion with the Midlands area and the new date. So we had to reschedule to June the 1st. Unfortunately, Tom's back injury has come back. He's nowhere near fit to box, so we have pulled that fight completely. Tom will be taking some time out from boxing, and hopefully, if all goes well, listen, the back injury is serious. He needs to get over that. If all goes well, we'd like to see him back at the end of the year, but we're not pushing him. This has all got to be in his own time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Of course, the Conor Gray fight got cancelled, but I've seen that's been rescheduled for your June 1st card.
Yeah, mate. Listen, that was just as simple as picking up a passport. Unfortunately, when we needed to fly him over to the UK, there was a delay in the passports arriving back at the embassy. And then Tanzania went into a bank holiday on the day that we needed to fly him here, so they couldn't pick their passport up. The very next day after we rescheduled that fight, I got sent the photo of the passport to say that they picked it up. But unfortunately, because of the blood test needed by the British Boxing Board of Control for them to fight here, we wouldn't have got it done in time. So it was just made sense for us to reschedule to June the 1st.
Was that the same with Jimmy's opponent as well?
Jimmy's opponent is similar. I think there were some other ongoing issues behind the scenes with Jimmy's opponent and something to do with the matchmaker. That was out of my again. No, one of it was the passport, and now I've got a copy of that. So that fight is back on again. June
29th.
the 29th at your call. Yeah. So listen, a couple of hiccups in the road, but it's all ended up well for us because we still got all the fights and they're still going ahead.
Yeah, that's all good. Yeah, mentioning Jimmy Lee, of course, he fought Carl Sampson.
Yeah, listen, Carl Sampson stepped in at what 2-3 days notice. At one point, Jimmy didn't even have an opponent when all this went up in the air. So credit to Carl. And I know what Carl's like. Carl will fight anyone. He does not care. 60-54, Jimmy Lee, he done what he had to do. I feel for Jimmy. I think that the realization when he was doing the ring walk, that wasn't the ring walk he was meant to be doing. It was meant to be the ring walk for a youth world title. So I think everything hit him a little bit then. He was very flat, but he knows why. There's no, it's not as if there's any underlying issues other than the fact that that wasn't the fight he was meant to be having. So it didn't have the spark or the buzz in it that it should have had, if you like.
Yeah, but I mean, he got the job done, which is the main thing.
100%, mate. There was probably more pressure on him because if he hit a hiccup in a fight like that, then all of a sudden the next fight, that IBO, the youth world, could be in jeopardy.
Yeah, but he got the job done, which is good. Another one who was who I was quite impressed with was Anton Essen. He was fighting Lee Hallett.
Yeah, Anton is again another new one of ours, signed over similar time to Louis Merriweather. I tell you now, Anton had managers, a lot more well-known managers than us, should I say, on his phone wanting to sign him. We worked very well with Todd out of Baker Street in Gloucester. Todd knew that he wanted him to go with us. He sat down and spoke with us, and yeah, listen, that Anton is one to watch for the future. I'm telling you now, because he is going to go. He's going to cause some upsets in there. Give him a year, and he'll have his first title around his waist easy.
Is he another one who's back out June the 1st?
Yes, mate. Yeah, again, another one. Bit like Louis. Whilst the opportunities are there, we don't want to make any mistakes, but we're just going to keep him busy 4-5-0 by the end of the year, and then see where we go early next year.
So what weight will Anton be at? Super light still, or
super lightweight? Yeah. He will stay there, and like I said, he will cause some serious damage in the super lightweight division.
Jack Bannister got a stoppage win over Marcin Brochko. I think that's how you say it. We'll go on that though.
Yeah. Jack's brilliant. He's same gym as Anton with Todd Roberts. Listen, there's not many cruiserweights out there, and when we've got a cruiserweight now who's 3-0 and stopped 2 of them, it makes my job a little bit harder now matching him. But Todd is developing some real good pro boxers out of that gym. And again, he's another one, Jack. I'd like to see him move a title around his waist first quarter of next year. He won't be fighting June the 1st. Bit of a weird one. I think he's got a bit of cartilage issue in his ribs. He said after the fight, his rib was causing him some grief. He went and had it checked out. He will take a step back for a minute. He'll be back in September. But if all goes well, 3-0 with 2 knockouts, or 4-0, sorry, 2 knockouts, 2-point wins. Still first quarter of next year, we'd like to have a title around his waist.
Yeah, and a good stoppage over a good opponent as well, because I think Marcin he drew to Brendan Needham. I think it was in Sheffield.
That was it the week before, and we looked back at it, and the guys still wanted to go with it. That Marcin's record, it doesn't do him any justice. I don't know how many people know about him, but he's ex-MMA. so he knows his way around. It's not doing this. It's not fresh. You know what I mean? So to stop someone like him, fair play to Jack. And like I said, we'll see where he goes next.
And yeah, the final one we who was on the card was Sabir Hadri. He moved to 8-0. He beat Brian Morena, and he knocked Morena down in round 2 with a left hook.
Very good punch in the second round. It was one of them blink and you miss it. I think I was talking to someone and I just caught it at a glimpse of my eye as I was turning around. Shabs is tough. Shabs will fight anybody. Out of John Pittman's gym there at Fight Factory in Gloucester. Gloucester's got some great boxers. We've just signed another one in Jay Pittman. We'll be back over to Gloucester next year to put a show on there.
What weight's Jay Pittman?
Jay Pittman coming at featherweight. He's going to be very, very good. Again, a lot of names were floating around Jay Pittman and like who wanted to sign him. Our relationship with his dad, John Pittman, meant that he come and sign with us. We're absolutely delighted to have him. But yeah, going back to Shabs, mate, listen, Shabs will fight anyone. We're trying to get him out June the 1st. As it stands, no one wants to fight him. I've offered the fight to everybody, absolutely everybody in that super bantam featherweight division, and nobody wants to fight him. So if anyone watches this and you're super bantam featherweight, you fancy yourself a decent fight June the 1st, give me a shout because I've got the opponent for you. And we'll pay a purse. We'll look after you down here, but you're going to be in for a tough night.
Has he still got that belt that he won on the 25th of November last year?
Yes, mate. Yeah. The IBO, he's still got the IBO, and he'll still have that. Unless he defends or vacates until November this year. But I don't think we're going to look to defend it. I don't think there's any need to defend it. We'd like to move forward. The featherweight Southern area is vacant. Shabs will fight anyone for it. I even tried getting him the super bantam English title. Zahid Hussein, I offered him a purse to come down here. He doesn't want to know. There's rumours coming from his camp that he may be retiring. So, listen, like I said, anyone out there super bantam featherweight wants to test themselves, then look, I've got the kid here for you.
And yeah, just before I let you go, of course, there's just shows, dates that we'll talk about in the future. Of course, you've got a show May the 25th at York Hall, June 1st at the Mecca, June 29th, that's at York Hall, July 6th, that's at the O2 Indigo. That's one where it's just full of, that's just a good card, that one. I mean, they're all good cards. Yeah, and is that it for the current time being?
Yeah, for the first half of this year, mate, we've got another 4 shows that'll see us out. Listen, we're just full steam ahead for the end of the first half of this year. Like you said, you got May the 25th. We've got cracking, Louis O'Doherty, Jeff Afori there for the Southern area. It's an absolute great fight. You've got June the 1st. You've got Conor Gray versus Isom and Eva now rescheduled. You've got June the 29th. You've got 2 Commonwealth and 1 IBO on June the 29th. You've got Laura Payne and Luke Pearson and Commonwealth title fights, Jimmy Lee and an IBO. Yeah. And then we go on to July the 6th. July the 6th is absolutely massive. I just had a count this morning. I've just made another fight now. We're looking at 8 50-50s already. The ticket request from the boxers, by the way, if like this venue's nearly sold out already and we've not put anything on general sale. So go to the boxers for your tickets for July the 6th because you're not going to want to miss it. It's unreal.
TM14 v Neilson Promotions as well. So it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, mate, listen, we're working with them guys going forward now. All our shows at York Hall and, this show, July the 6th is what started it. Mark reached out to John and it was a great idea. Then it led to other conversations. We're going to work together going forward. There's no bad blood. Of course, there's rivalry when it comes to the night. You know what I mean? We're Team Neilson all the way, mate. So I'm really looking forward to it. And if this goes well, it's just a start for us. We've got other dates penciled in already at the O2. And look, potentially even bigger. Let's go Copperbox if we can do it.
Fingers crossed, mate. Fingers crossed.
Hopefully, mate.
But yeah, from me, mate. Thank you for your time always, and yeah, well done on the show a few weeks ago, and can't wait for your upcoming shows, mate.
Thanks for catching up, mate. And I take it I'll see you on May the 25th.
Hopefully, mate. Bye.
Not mine, see you in a bit.